the CITES conference is in its final phase. A proposal to sell stockpiles of rhino horn has been overwhelmingly dismissed. 100 countries voted against Swaziland's bid to allow trade in white rhino horn. Swaziland argues that the move would protect the animals rather than endanger them. Rhino poaching in southern Africa has soared in recent years to meet the growing demand in Asian countries. Delegates at the CITES conference say opening up any legal trade in ivory would complicate efforts to conserve rhinos.
Killing a rhino for rhino horn is senseless. First of all, it has no medicinal value. It's just like the keratin in my nails. So if I take the keratin in my nail and swallow it, is that a cure-all? That's the question I always ask about people who think that rhino horn has medicinal value. Secondly, if you look at the rate at which rhinos are being poached, it's extremely alarming, especially in southern Africa.
And I do not see any linkage to that, as people are saying now, comparing that to if you trade legally in rhino horn, it will then increase the poaching. Criminals, they have their own roads. They don't use the normal legal roads. Whether you trade or not, they will be there. How many years now that we have not been trading in rhino horns? But criminals are doing it. Poaching is increasing every day in many countries.
Well, for more on developments at CITES, I'm joined live by CCTV's Clement and Logan in Johannesburg. Clem, what can we expect from the conference today?
Well, Penina, we're expecting more political wrangling from CITES representatives over whether or not to increase protection of Africa's endangered elephants by uplisting them all to Appendix 1. Now, yesterday, that proposal failed to get a two-thirds majority, but we understand that the African Elephant Coalition, a group of 29 range states led by Kenya, will try and repitch that in final meetings which started today. We're also going to see the closure of domestic ivory markets, a big development here with representatives agreeing on that, as well as the contentious issue of trophy hunting under the spotlight. Well, one vote that did reach a consensus here and is being touted as somewhat of a success at COP17 is the vote to uplist the pangolin to Appendix 1. That's a small, scaly anteater and also the world's most trafficked mammal. Representatives voted overwhelmingly for a total ban on international trade for all 8 Asian and African species. Well, one of our teams has been actually scouring South Africa's Kruger National Park in search of the elusive animal, and they sent this report.
Joseph, how long have you done this job for?
For over 10 years now. I've driven to many national parks around South Africa and also other African countries like Namibia and Botswana.
Have you ever seen an animal called the pangolin?
Pangolin?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Joseph has only seen the pangolin on TV. And to be honest, if it wasn't for CITES, we probably wouldn't know about it, let alone talk about it. But the elusive animal has made global headlines in recent days, and apparently there are some in this park. They're out there, somewhere. Their exact numbers unknown. Pangolin is not conventionally cute or cuddly, but they have skills. They prey on ants and termites using long nails to dig deep and long tongues to search still deeper. But their main weakness is that once spotted, they're easy to catch. They simply roll up when threatened and can be collected and bagged with ease. And it's their bad luck to be considered a prize in the Far East for their meat and for their scales. It is estimated about 100,000 pangolins are captured every year from across Africa. That's a lot of pangolin.
Pangolins, because they stress so much, when they're caught and kept into a sack and have to make these long journeys, that stress actually causes them to develop what's called gastritis or like a tummy upset. And so as the pangolin dies, it ends up causing a lot of the bacteria from the gut to migrate into the flesh. So there is also a human element of food danger or food risk. Most people don't want to know that what they're eating is causing populations to basically go extinct. And so I think if the reality is that people become aware that actually this is not a sustainably sourced food, we've got alternatives that are better. And then the other option of the scales, I think the scales have made it into especially the Chinese traditional medicine markets, where it is being utilized without there isn't really scientific proof that it offers a cure for rheumatism or cancer.
Dr. Danny Govender is a veteran who's worked at parks across South Africa. But in 12 years, she has never seen a live pangolin.
We consider it a very special animal here. When you see it, don't kill it, because if you do, there will be drought in your area. So take to the chief. I once saw one and I felt very lucky. People buy the sculpture because they know they are rare.
So there we go. We've been to this park 5 days now, crisscrossed by land and by air. And we've had close encounters with just about every beast on this board. But one is still missing in action. We are told the pangolin is a very special animal and well worth the protection it's been given at CITES. But the closest you'll ever get to seeing one, even in its home, is this. Sonny Methu, CCTV, Kruger National Park.
Well, that report certainly highlights how endangered pangolins are. They've now been given the highest level of protection under international law by delegates here at COP17. Whether the same happens for Africa's elephants remains to be seen in the following 24 hours. Back to you.
Clementine Logan in Johannesburg, thank you.